Hi you guys, this is Candy with Lovely by Nature. I'm going to do a how to make a soap mold today. As you can see, here are all the soap molds that I've created. I created these years ago. These are the first molds that I created when I first started soaping and I didn't want to spend any money to buy any molds. And if some of you have seen my profile or interest, you all know that I'm interested in carpentry. I do a lot of building. I build pretty much. I made my children's beds. I made my son a loft bed. I make dressers. I make pretty much anything that I don't want to pay for. So I'm not going to say that I'm like a really good carpenter, but I'm okay. It's good. I think it's good enough for someone that's not a professional, and I'm not a professional, so I pretty much just look at something and I see how it's made and keep looking at the picture, and then I'll just build it. I just make it. So I enjoy that. I haven't done much carpentry in a long time, but I'm doing a little bit small carpentry today because I'm going to show you guys how to make your own soap mold. I got a request, I think a few months ago. It was winter time. Someone wanted me to make them a mold. Well, it was winter here, and I try not to go outside if I don't have to, and all of my um, tools are in the garage. I have a table saw, orbital saw, miter saw, a lot of stuff. Anyway, so let's get started. Let me show you guys the mold that I made. I pretty much, um, I had two of these molds here, 3.5 pound molds. I recycled one of these, so I didn't feel like, I ended up cutting a piece of wood to make these pieces again, but I used a lot of the parts off of that one there. I used these parts and this part, these parts here. And I'm not gonna show you guys how I did this part because I don't want the video to be long. But if I get any requests saying, you know, how did you do that? I will probably just do a second part, or just a brief second part, but it's really simple. These are little, I don't know, latches that I bought from Home Depot. And the reason that I use these is because I don't like, I'm very frugal, as you guys know, and I don't like to use a lot of, um, what is it? What's that paper called? Not wax paper. Freezer paper. I don't like to use a lot of freezer paper, so I use just enough. You know, I see a lot of videos where a lot of people have a lot of freezer paper hanging over their mold, and I'm assuming that's to help them get the mold out of the soap out of the mold. Well, I don't do that. Sometimes I'm a little lazy and I may use a trash bag or something like that. But that's the reason that I use this here, and I can show you really quick how that works. This here holds this piece up, and I'm sorry that's soap on there, but I just take this little latch off. Same thing here, and then it comes down, and that's how I take my soap out of the mold. But for today's demonstration, I'm not going to do that part. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to pretty much just do a standard box soap mold. And just to get started, you all should always pre-drill holes. So I pretty much, and sorry, I was in like little small surroundings in my garage because my garage has a lot of stuff on one side. One side is for my car, and the other side just has a whole bunch of junk in it. So I made a few boo-boos here, but I just pre-drilled these holes, and this is the bottom of the mold. So it will be like that. And then I pre-drilled, I drilled those and put those on there. But I pre-drilled just one of these sides, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I pre-drilled that, and these here, because this is going to go just like this. So I'm just making a square. And I did the same thing for this one. and it goes over here. So when you get done, when we get done, your mold will look like this one goes here. Your mold will look like this. And let me tell you guys, there's a formula to let you know that will tell you how much soap can fit in these molds. Well, it's upstairs and I didn't feel like searching for it, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, so I apologize for that. But back to the soap mold. Let me tell you, I really didn't do a lot of planning how many pounds I wanted the mold to hold and all of that stuff. I just knew what size I wanted I knew the width that I wanted my soap to be, and I knew the length that I wanted my soap to be, like from here, and the height. So I knew how wide I wanted to be and how tall I wanted to be, and that's how I decided to cut this mold. But I can tell you, if you all want the measurements of this, I'll let you know. The bottom piece here, I'll try to hurry up too because I'm at 6 minutes. But the bottom piece here is a 15.5 by 4 3/8 inches wide. So that's that. And these two pieces are 15.5 inches long by 2 7 inches. I guess this is wide, but this will be the depth of it. So those two, and then these pieces here is 3 1/4 inches wide by 2. Well, it's actually not 2 7/8 inches deep, but it should be. It's a little bit shorter. I don't know how I screwed up, but let's get started. The first thing, like I said, you drill your little holes, and you pretty much want to gauge. What I do is I take my mold. This goes. Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, that goes like that. I take my mold and I put the pieces on top like that, and then I flip it over. I flip it over. Like so. And then you want to have a drill bit. You want to pre-drill this because you don't want to, what do you call it, like rip the wood. So always pre-drill. Get a drill bit that's a little smaller than the screws that you're going to use. So I just pretty much made sure that when I drilled my holes in the wood, I was like it was gonna go down in the center of the side wood. So that's how I did that. And then the same thing for here and here. And I'm going to go ahead and drill these, and then I'll show you how I did the other ones too. I'm going to screw these screws in. Oh, let me tell you what I do to do this too. When I'm screwing these in, what makes it easy for me, I screw it in a little bit. I try to make sure that a piece of it comes through the other side. When that happens, see here, when that happens, if you can see this, that piece right there, that piece will fit snugly into the piece that you pre-drilled over here. So that way you won't be making an extra hole when you really don't need to. So that's what I do there. But I pretty much just take each nail and screw it on down there and make sure that it comes through a little bit. Yep, that one's good. And then I do the same thing all the way around. So I'm just pretty much I hope this is helpful to people, I hope that it's not boring. If you think it's boring, don't give me a thumbs down. Just stop the video and don't watch it anymore. I think it's mean when people give people thumbs down. If you don't like it, the video or something, just don't watch it. You know, that's what I do. Okay, so as you can see here, I have all of these little, these little points coming out of my mold. So I'm sorry, you guys. I can't never figure out this camera. So that's that. And what I do is, I find this piece, the side piece here, and I find the can you see this? I can't see it from here, but they're like little holes. I can't see it. Oh, I'm sorry. Pre-drill holes here and here. So what I do is I take it and I fit it right onto there. There. Okay. And then once I have it on there like that, I screw it all the way in. I don't always tighten it right away, just in case something's off. Okay. My drill is done. I've been drilling pretty much all day. Okay, so that was that side. And then for this side here, what I do is, well, you really don't need to drill anything unless you're doing this piece here. And so you will pre-drill some holes here. And as you can see, I have 4 because I didn't like the way it was, so it ended up being 4. So I'm gonna use this hole here, and I'm gonna use smaller screws. Okay, that's that. And then all we have here is these last little pieces here. And as you can see, pre-drill hole, and then there's some pre-drilled holes here and here, and it should be on this side too, here and here. And what I do to get these pre-drill holes on these sides, I just this one goes over here. I always get mixed up. Okay, so this one will go here. Can you see this? Yeah. This one will go here. I just put it, make sure that it fits in that little hole right there that I created, that little wedge for. Yeah. Put that there. And then I pre-drill holes here and here. And then I do the same thing on the other side. Take this piece and put it, see the little piece right there? That piece that's sticking up? I just fit this piece. Let's see. I fit this piece right onto there. Okay, so it's fitting right on there. You don't have to worry about it. And then, I'm sorry, you guys. I pre-drill holes here and here, and I make sure that it's centered right in the middle of this piece here because I don't want the screw coming out the front or the back. So that's how I do that. So, and now that I have these pieces like this, I'm going to go ahead and screw these pieces all the way in. can tell my drill is dying because it's trying to spin on me. I'm gonna drill this a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna have to put this piece back in there because it came out. And I don't want to create another hole for it. So, there we go. There we go. Alright, so we have all of these pieces on. We have these pre-drill holes, but as you know, I like to make sure that it fits snugly in there. And although you can't see it, I can. So I know that it's right in the hole. Okay. And if it wasn't in the hole that I pre-drilled, you can tell. You can hear it and you can feel it. Okay. That's done. One last piece, you guys. This one and this one. For people who aren't sure about if they're going to actually get the pre-drilled hole, before you tighten it up, when you put it on this piece here, when you screw that little piece in the bottom, just to get that little small tip, do the sides as well. And then you can fit all three in at the same time. Yep, that's that one. I can tell. Okay, you guys, and here is my mold. And this is a little latch. Put that on there. It'll make it fit even snugger. I don't know, even more snuggly or something. I don't know the right word. But anyway, those are there. And when I, because I like to use the exact measurement for my freezer paper. So when my soap is, when I pour my soap and have it all in there and it's ready to come out of the mold, I take this piece off. Take this piece off. And voila, take it out. Here you go. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this is going to help a lot of people because you really don't need to spend a lot of money. You can always get wood from Home Depot, like extra wood or Nick wood or something like that, because these pieces here, all of these pieces here are pieces that I got out of the scrap little section of at Home Depot, and I check from time to time, and that's what I use to make my molds. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can get pieces, enough pieces, you know, a long enough piece or a big enough piece for like $2, something like that, and it doesn't have to cost a lot. Get you some screws and you can make your own mold. You don't need to spend a lot of money to do that. These pieces, you can tell, came from the same piece of wood. And I think I paid, it's been a while, but I'm sure I didn't pay more than $5 for it. So I just wanted to share that all with you. And I hope that you enjoyed my video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.